Ptosis may lead to some complication in the eye. For example, it may lead to autoimmune ulcerative keratitis. So these ulcers usually they don't respond to local treatment and might stay for very long time. So this type of ulceration, we call it stromal ulceration. And this is stromal ulceration. So in such case, we suspect autoimmune ulcerative keratitis in all cases of unexplained stromal ulceration, and this may be the predisposing factor for this ulcer. The triggers include rheumatoid arthritis, granulomatosis with polyangiitis or GBA, systemic lupus erythematosus, connective tissue disorders, for example, Sjogren's syndrome, scleroderma, relapsing polychondritis. However, in such case, it is advisable to test for ANCA or anti-neutrophil cytoplasmic antibodies. This could be C and B ANCA, and these antibodies are raised against proteinase 3 and myeloperoxidase. And as I mentioned before, that neutrophils, when they modify their chromatin, as they send these fibers or sticky fibers to outside the neutrophil, this will be associated with reactive oxygen switches, proteinase 3 and myeloperoxidase. And since these enzymes, they are intracellular enzymes, and they should not be seen by the body, and they should not be seen by the immune system, and since they are now available outside the cell, they will be seen by the immune system as foreign or as non-self. So the immune system will produce these antibodies, anti-neutrophil cytoplasmic antibodies, and these antibodies will target these enzymes and will bind to them, and this will lead to formation of immune complex. So formation of this immune complex, for example, in the eye, will lead to activation of the classical pathway of the complement, and this will result in formation of C3A, C4A, and C5A. C3A and C4A in the eye will stimulate release of the histamine. And as you know that histamine increases capillary permeability and vasodilation. And C5A attracts the influx. It is responsible for the influx of the cells to the area or to the eye. And usually neutrophils, the cornea, as you know that cornea by itself, it is non-vascular. So, but however, the surrounding tissues of the eye, they are vascular. So the story usually it takes place as the border between cornea and the surrounding other part of the eye, maybe sclera and conjunctiva. So, as I mentioned, that it is very advisable in all unexplained ulcers, or deep, if the ulcer is deep, or if no response to local treatment, or if it took very long time, we suspect an autoimmune ulcerative keratitis, and usually the treatment is by systemic immunosuppressant. But also we don't forget rheumatoid arthritis, as it may also predispose to autoimmune ulcerative keratitis, And in such a situation, nowadays for rheumatoid arthritis, we order anti CCB antibodies. So these antibodies, they are anticyclic citrullinated peptides antibodies. Anticyclic citrullinated peptides, and this is here very clear. And as I mentioned that during the or following the or during the apoptosis, the citrulline is produced as a normal physiological process. So unless it is removed, it will lead to or it will be a target for the immune system, and the immune system will produce antibodies against this citrulline, which result from the protein during apoptosis as a normal physiological process, and this will lead to formation of anti-cyclic citrullinated peptide antibodies. So in case of unexplained stromal ulceration of the cornea, we also order anti-CCB antibodies, and also we can actually order if we suspected systemic lupus, we can, for example, order anti-nuclear antibody, and also we can order an anti-nuclear antibody 3 profile, just to reach the diagnosis, because this condition is very serious and might be life threatening. Thank you very much. Professor Ahmed Bolat.